Sorry. All right, sorry. Hey. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to Tough Love with the Gates. My name's Trini. It's my mom, Rita. Today we're going to be talking about more financial type of struggles that I may have, that you guys may have, and more just trying to get my mom's input about what that's like, how financially like stable, how hard it is to be like stable with money, just be more responsible with it, really. So I guess my question for you, Mom, is like, what was it like being my age and just kind of figuring out the world when like making your own money and how you're spending it? Like, how was it like being in your 20s like that?
I mean, honestly, I feel like nobody really gives our youth the tools to know how to manage their finances appropriately.
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
I feel like you kind of, I mean, in my experience, like straight out of high school, you get all these offers for credit cards, like the minute you turn 18.
Yep.
Like in my day and age, like everybody, like the first two were like your Victoria's Secret card and then your limited card that you went and maxed out. You didn't have a job, so how do you know how you're going to pay them back?
Right.
But, that was the introduction to bad credit because nobody taught us. Nobody knew any better. But I can tell you, like, from my experience, like, I got those two cards straight out of high school, went and got my cutest outfits possible so I could go hang out in Denver. Right. I mean, I turned 18 in March. I moved to Denver by June. So it was just like a quick, so go get the cutest outfits to go hang out and party.
Yeah.
But I feel like more importantly now is because everything's getting so expensive that for your generation, like you guys don't have the luxury to
Tell me about it.
mess up credit and then have the time to fix it because I will tell you, like, credit is king. Credit is everything in this world, and you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the credit score, like, it limits what you're able to do in life. But like specifically, like what would you say you've done that, or what your fears are as far as, being able to become financially stable?
I think for me, it's just, I feel like in school, they don't really teach you about like what it is to like lease and like the new cars or whatever, and like taxes, mortgages, stuff like that. I mean, they don't, unless you have like a course or something like that you sign up for, but they don't have a lot that they offer in schools like that for that type of education. So like going out into the real world, especially like not having to rely on you and dad for money, like when it comes to that certain aspect, me getting my own money, having my own job, obviously want to experiencing the world and stuff like that, shifting from like, having to stay home because I didn't have the money or like I wasn't able to at the time, to like now when I have the funds, I just want to splurge. I just want to buy whatever. And like, even Esteban said, I have impulsive buying issues really bad, and I'm still working on it. I actually feel like I've been doing pretty good from the last time that we talked about it. It's more of like just, it feels good to be able to spend like your own money knowing that you got that for yourself.
Yeah.
So like now that I'm like now that I have goals for what I want to do, like get a new car, like have my own house and not have a lease for like an apartment, because you've always told me like if you're leasing,
you're wasting money.
Money, yes, all the time. So
I mean, it's a stepping stone. Don't get me wrong. I don't judge anybody that rents. But if you are renting and you've rented for more than a couple years, you need to have a plan in place on how to transition from renting to buying, because it is attainable. It is still attainable, especially in El Paso. El Paso is still affordable. I will tell you, I bought my house in Colorado for $189,900 in 2007. Like, that same house is like worth 4 times that much now. And that's not to say, oh my God, I have this house that's worth all kinds of money. That's to say, within the last 20 years, it went from being affordable to good luck. And that's why, like, especially here in El Paso, I want, like, it's so affordable. Like, you can still buy a home.
Yeah. And that's kind of a goal of mine. Yeah.
So I would say, like, to help with that, like, the first and foremost is to have the goals.
Yeah.
Know what your goals are. Like, I've always told you, like, if you don't have goals, you don't know what you're working towards. You're just working.
Yeah.
And that's what gives burnout. And I do feel like it's important, like, to have from every paycheck something that you reward yourself with, because you are the one doing the work. But I feel like it's important to budget.
Yes, and that's something I'm learning right now is like, like, to me, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, okay, so I made $1,000 in like the 2-week period that I was working, whatever. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna spend what I need to, handle the bills that I need to for like rent, my phone bill, whatever the case is, and then I have the rest of that to spend. But it's now I'm learning that's not how it goes. Don't do that. Now it's more of like, as soon as you get your check, pay your bills, put what you need to that you want saving into there, and then whatever is left, that's for you. But like, that's still, I mean, like groceries or anything like that. I know like right now I don't have any actual like real big responsibilities besides me paying rent and my phone bill and stuff like that. But come to the day where I am going to want to like have my car, I'm going to have to pay it off every week or pay it off every month or whatever. And that's something I wish they would have taught me a little bit more about in school, because they teach you like to work your hardest like your whole life, and that's it. Like, wow. Work your hardest to be at the same spot, and like not really like they don't like teach you like to set goals and stuff like that
on the work the worker bee
institution. That's one thing I'm like
today. That's another rabbit hole that we can go down. We could literally have a whole other segment just on that and how I feel about that. But I feel like I've always raised you guys, because my dad always raised us, like, to have an entrepreneurial mentality where you control your business. Somebody's not paying you, you're running your business. And I feel like that's what got me into real estate. Is, I went from, being a front desk at a real estate office to managing it to, the only step above that was real estate. And that's where, that I'm getting in a little sideline, but I feel like that's important. Like, I feel like a lot of our youth isn't being encouraged to find and make a life for themselves as far, and they're just being trained to go be worker bees. And I feel like that's what keeps a lot of people, where and it's no judgment to anybody in the workforce, let me make that clear first and foremost. Everybody has their own experiences and what they do, but for me, I want to make sure that the earning I work is based off work that I put in, not what someone tells me I'm worth. And but you have to start somewhere. All the time. Of course. Like for you, like my thing was with you establishing work ethic. You knowing what it is, the value of $1 and stuff like that. So I feel like what people just overlook a lot is, just the budgeting. It's just finding out, what your goals are. And for me, I do everything on paper. Like, I'm the old school pen and paper kind of girl. Like, with all my clients, like, if they want to, we literally sit down, we go through what their monthly income is, we go through what their monthly expenses are, because a pre-approval will tell you how much you qualify for, but my importance is that monthly mortgage payment. Because, like, I tell them, like, even if you qualify for $650, if you have to cut a check, or not cut a check anymore, if you have to go online and click to make a payment and you hate that number, you're gonna hate me just as much. And so I feel like once you know what those numbers are on paper, first and foremost, like, your halves have to get taken care of right off the top. And for me personally, my halves are in a completely separate account than my wants. And even then, I have a third account where there's my I want right now, and there's my I want for the future. Okay. So you have to make sure that you have different pots of where your funds are going, and you have to have the discipline to not dip into one for the other if there's something that you decide, like, in the now, like, oh, I really want that. Because every time that you take from the future wants to get I want right now, you're only robbing yourself of your goal.
Okay. Well, what would you say is like something that, like, fresh out of school, that you wish somebody would have told you, like, hey, right then and there, like, let me tell you should do this, this, and that, like, just to help you get set up for what you want in the future?
First and foremost, do not take on any credit if you do not have a source of income to pay it back. Okay. That's first. Okay. Second, when you do start generating an income, I mean, me, like, I always told you, like, take advantage. If you're an 18-year-old and you're still living with your parents and you're, that is money time. Like, honestly, most parents, they're not going to charge you an arm and a leg for rent. They're not going to charge you for utilities and stuff like that. So like I did with you, like, I want a stepping stone. A stepping stone where you go from, like, not paying anything to paying X amount of dollars, so you understand what it is to have expenses and responsibilities. Then I would say, like, cringe every single time somebody tells me that they bought a car to build credit. Buying a car is not the best way to build your credit. And if you're trying to buy your home, your car payment is going to eat your debt to income ratios, so you qualify for practically nothing. That car payment is, in most cases, especially today, like that's the equivalent to a mortgage.
So that's why you always tell me.
So like, that's why I tell you, like, if you want, and I'm not telling everybody don't go drive in nice cars.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's the dream.
You would
Everybody
never
wants
say that,
it.
yeah.
But if you want to, if home ownership is your goal, a new automobile shouldn't be. You will always get the car. You will always qualify for the car after the home. If you get the car first, you're going to have to pay off that car before you qualify, unless you are able to find other revenues of income to be able to offset what that payment is, so it doesn't eat up all your debt to income ratios.
Okay then. Well, what would you say, like, for people that don't have, like, the support, like, system, like, to where they can be, like, they can't live with their parents, like, until they're 18, like, they're...
Go minimal.
Okay.
Go minimal. I
Explain
mean,
that
there's
more.
so many, like, you and I have been looking for little, little spaces of your own.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can pay for the fancy apartment with the mortgage, with the rent of like $1,500 a month, that has the pool and the amenities that you think you're going to use. But in reality, when you're working and living life, like, you don't spend a ton of time in your own apartment complex. So it's like, instead of spending that, like, find something that's reasonable, that's comfortable, that's safe, obviously. But that way it allows you to save more money towards what your long-term goals are.
Okay.
And I mean, you know me, like, I work for travel. Like, that's my reward to myself. I'm not one, I don't splurge a lot on, like, shopping for clothes and, like, nails, hair, stuff like that. Like, those just expenses aren't important to me. Like, they just don't take a front line. Like, for me, like, right now, obviously, like, these last few years, everything's been about getting this business up and running. So a lot of the things that I enjoy doing, I've kind of cut back, just for purposes of, recuperating from the losses that we had to take with everything that's happening. But I don't feel like I've made the mistake where, like I said earlier, like, if you what you think and what you speak becomes your reality. So when you're walking around saying, I can't, or I can't, you can't.
Yeah.
But if, it will get to a point where, once these businesses are up and running and stuff like that, like, it'll come back to being a priority of doing the things that, I'm tired of saying, no, I can't. Now it's like, let me find a way to make it happen. And I feel like it's the same thing. It's like just getting rid of the limiting beliefs that you can't be financially
you always
stable.
told me too. You always told me too. The only person that's ever holding you back is you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a famous quote that my dad used to always tell me, but I hold it to be my dad's quote of, if it matters, you make it happen, and if it doesn't, you make an excuse. And I feel like that's so true. And that one goes with the other one of whether you say you can do something or you can't. You're absolutely right. And it's more like, I mean, and life's always going to throw challenges at you. And I'm learning, like, especially these last 3 years, like, I feel like the challenges are just to test you to see if you want it bad enough.
Right.
Like, are you willing, and what are you willing to do to get there? Like, I've obviously made some mistakes, within the last few years that I'm not proud of, but I can't take them back. All I can do is, like, own them and do everything I can to make things right and to move forward. And I feel like it's in those times that you really, like, you test what you're made of, like, what you're able to do. And I feel like once, like, the abundance mindset of just, like, instead of I can't to, like, okay, like, just I know I can have it, or it wouldn't have been in my head. Just light the path, show me the way, like, and let me do it on all the right terms.
I'm starting to learn that.
Terms.
I'm starting to learn that myself, because you already know how I am. Like, I'm probably my biggest hater. Like, I would beat myself down, like, literally say, like, oh no, like, I would limit myself to a lot of things just because I was scared of what the outcome may be, like, not thinking of the positive the way it should be, and that's what I'm slowly learning about myself, is like, you're not getting anywhere. You're not going to be going anywhere further if you're not making the next steps to go, like, to that part that you want to be at. So right now, slowly, like, I'm getting there. It's definitely still a learning experience, of course. I mean, I'm not going to get it, like, within the next, like, tomorrow or something like that. But for the meantime, though, like, that's why I'm very happy that I have you and dad, like, as a support system. Like, even Esteban, like, to be able to say, like, hey, like, if I'm doubting myself, there's always somebody in my corner that believes in me, and like, in some way. Yeah. Always.
But even then, like, you have, like, even just the phrase that I've always told you, like, the lies you tell yourself are the ones that hurt you the most.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's also, like, the thoughts you tell yourself are the ones that hurt you the most. And it's a full-time job, like, to freaking, like, everybody, oh, you're always so positive, you're always so, like, sometimes, like, when I try to, like, because I don't feel like, I feel like energy is contagious. So I feel like I always try to put my best foot forward. I always, and I'm not, like, how do I say it? Obstacles don't scare me. I actually, like, I love a challenge. Like, I love when somebody tells me no, and then I have to figure out how to make it a yes. Yeah. And so things like that, like, when you just train your brain to, like, when all the negative thoughts come in and you're just like, no, shut up, go sit down, let me, like, I can't think with you right now, I need to go focus on the solution. Yeah, and that's like, hard. That it's hard.
It really is.
It's so hard, but it's required. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not an option. Like, for me, like, quitting is not an option. I would be more embarrassed if I quit something that I know I didn't put all my efforts into than me putting all my efforts and it didn't work out.
Yeah. At least you could say that you tried, you know?
Yeah. 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 And I feel like it's the same, like, with your financial goals. Like, the only way you won't reach them is if you quit. Yeah. And there's so many resources out there available. Like, there's literally an app for everything. Rocket Mortgage. You're the best. I would encourage, I think I already told you.
Yes, I actually do have it. And honestly, I get emails all the time like, hey, girl, you set a goal. Yeah. You're spending too much of that. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so much technology out there to help you. So it's kind of like, and, you know, if you have any goals, like for me, I'm not just a realtor. I am a resource. I want to help guide you through not only the home buying purchase, through what it is to, like, get good financials in place so that you're able to take on the home ownership without anything. And I feel like, don't be embarrassed. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. So I feel like on that note, like, I hope you got enough information, and if not, like, you know where to find me. But so, yeah, well, we'll check back next week. Hope you guys have a good one. Cheers.